Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we have something a little bit different, but something that definitely needs to get done. I have hundreds, just so many pages of old Roblox projects, all with a bunch of random builds, all with so much stuff that I would like to use again, some with stuff I would like to never see again, but the goal of today's video is get everything I have that I like in one place, aka Robuilders Asset Place. So the goal for this game is to have lighting sets, low poly builds, stylized builds, realistic builds, UI stuff like these Game Pass displays, waters like different water types, just everything you could need for pretty much any style of build so I can make things a lot faster. Now, of course, when it comes to commissions, I will keep all of that stuff as unique as they would like. If they don't want me to use old assets, I would not. But when it comes to making videos, this would speed up builds quite a bit, just having everything in one spot that I can sort of pull from. And we can always add to this, which is what's going to be awesome. So first things first, let's get our lighting sets. Now, when I say lighting sets, you guys might not know what I mean, but here they are. So if we click on this, as you can see, we have a bunch of different stuff. Afternoon, apocalyptic, cloudy sky, dark mode, etc. Just a bunch of lighting sets. And what's so good about these is any type of build. Let's say I'm doing a post-apocalyptic build. I could just click apocalyptic, go to plugins, and all I have to click is load settings. And as you can see, all the lighting is now set to perfect lighting for an apocalyptic build. This does everything, adds in the atmosphere, sky, color correction, depth of field, sun rays, and the lighting settings down here. It does everything in just 2 clicks. So this is super, super nice to have for really anything. And you can keep adding more and more lighting styles, which is just fantastic. For now, let's go a regular day. Perfect. Not too bright, not too hard on the eyes. Definitely makes some of this stuff look a bit washed out though. We're gonna go simulator and instantly regret it. Actually, it's not too bad. Anyways, all of these lighting sets are just a super huge crutch. A super huge clutch, especially if you're trying to get something done fast. Up next, I need to go through a bunch of my old projects and just start pulling low poly stuff I've made in the past. For example, this capture the flag map. These things look sick. Some of my better low poly work, I would say, not the barrels or the boxes. I pretty much hate both of those, but the trees, for example, I absolutely loved. So I'm gonna grab this tree and this castle. Heck, we might as well grab the side castle pieces as well. I don't like the terrain in this game. I don't overly love the rocks, so I think all we're gonna grab is this stuff. And of course, we need to name and organize everything. I also think I only need one of these castles because I could change the color very easily later. There we go. Now the whole goal of this place is to be super organized and everything is named. Therefore, later on when I'm making games, it can be sped up tremendously and things will be named. A lot of times when I'm rushing out a project for a video, everything is called model and nothing is organized. And almost always I forget to do the lighting. But this place with just a few things in it right now is already starting to fill up. I don't think there's anything else from this game that I was like super proud of when I made it. And there's no point to put any rushed assets into this new place. So let's close this and move on to a different project. It's so crazy to go back and see stuff that I was used to like trying to play around with. Like, look at this stylized scene. It definitely doesn't look too great, but as you can see, I was starting to play around with Substance Painter, which I really want to get back to. I don't think these rocks are going to make the cut for my assets. And I had these cool stylized trees. I remember at the time when I made these, you had to remake them for each texture color. Now you could change the surface appearance color, but I didn't make any of these white, which going back, I would need to make them white. I think I'm gonna just try to download this color map because I have a few different variations. Like, these are different types of leaves on each of these. So I think I'm going to try to download one set. Let's say this set. Let's move those forward. And I'm going to take them into Photoshop, make a white version so I could just recolor these for any project in the future. All right, guys, we just got all of the textures downloaded. So what we're gonna do is put a white color overlay on all of them and then add a blur. I think the blur is just gonna make them softer. Like, let me disable everything. This is a pretty sharp image. So if we go ahead and we will just copy these layer styles and we will paste them onto this one. Okay, it doesn't seem like it pastes the blur, but we could just add that. There we go. As you can see, it's a lot softer, and I think that's gonna help our effect in Studio. We'll be able to check it out in just a moment. I'm gonna paste the layer styles on all of these, which is just giving them that white overlay, and then I have to individually add the blurs. All right, guys, so I just imported them here, and this is the difference. These are the old ones, and these are the new ones. Let me go ahead and put them like this. We have those two. All right, so here's the old one, and here is the new one. We fixed a couple things. As you can see here, we had a little bit of clipping in the image, so we fixed that in Photoshop, and then we added that blur as well and made them white. So now, from this, the old green one, as you can see, if we change our surface appearance, it does change, but it's being affected by that green color. Now that we've made a new one, we could change this color to anything we want. So instead of having a huge section like this of a bunch of trees, we're just gonna have a couple leaves, and we can change those to whatever colors we want depending on the project we're working on. I'm gonna get the rest of them done, and hopefully they all turn out just as good. There we go, they are all done, so we could get rid of all of those. We won't, we'll just leave them here for old time's sake, but we will grab all of our good ones and bring them into our asset place. Let's make these a lot smaller as well. And this would go into stylized assets, and we'll probably make a subfolder called leaves. I feel like I spelled that wrong, but we're gonna send it. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna organize this place yet, because there's gonna be so many assets. I even want to have animations in here, so a build doesn't feel so dead. Maybe a windmill that's spinning, or a water wheel. Heck, even an NPC that's even just waving, you could put that somewhere. Maybe one that's just kind of looking around. Just things that will help builds feel way more alive in way less time. Let's go see what else we can find. Man, going back to some of these builds, I can really see why some people were mad at my old use of gradients. Look how harsh this is, bro. The top is super bright and the bottom is just way too dark. Oh, the fountain? Bro, the gradients were just, oh, God. I understand the old hate now. These gradients are rough. I don't think there's anything in this map build that I would consider good enough to put into my asset place that I can reuse. Like, none of this is good. Bros, I just spent the last like 12 to 20 minutes going through a bunch of these projects, and it turns out I don't have as many good assets as I thought. Sort of an eye-opener here today. But we do have some that are very cool, and I do think the point of this place is definitely super fire. We've got this random castle, which I don't feel like you could really use a ton of times, but it might be cool. We have some cannons and all that good stuff. Some trees, you could use those over and over again as many times as you wanted. These are going to be super fire when I start getting into those stylized builds. Here is sort of it's like a smoke slash like grain haze type thing. It looks really good in realistic builds. You could probably barely see it on the video, to be honest, but it's very nice for realistic builds. And then we have this stuff, which we made in a video not too long ago. There is one more folder I wanted to add, by the way, sound effects, man. We're gonna do sound effects and VFX. Once again, this place is getting made to completely speed up my workflow, from being able to make, I don't know, a map in a day or two, to being able to make a map in 30 minutes. When this place is done, it's gonna be insane. It's also gonna be nice if people are like, can I see your past work with this style? I'll just come to like the low poly section of this place, take some screenshots, or the stylized portion, take some screenshots, and I think it'll be really cool. This was a big eye-opener, by the way. There's like 10 assets or something in here. I definitely thought I had quite a bit more high quality stuff, but I guess not. I think that will wrap it up for today, guys. A little bit of a bummer because this place didn't get filled in with a massive amount of awesome stuff, but it could be a little bit of a bummer. It's a huge W in terms of the future of the channel, really, the future of my builds and the amount of quality stuff we're going to be able to put out when this place is done. Now, before we wrap this one up, I do want to ask you guys, do you have any asset places? Do you keep all of your assets in a place? If you're a scripter, do you have a bunch of pre-made scripts that are kind of usable for other projects? Do any of you guys out there have a place like this? Maybe even a UI designer, an animator? Let me know, and if you do, send some pictures on the creations tab of Discord. I think it'd be really cool to do like a rating your asset places, or like just a cluster mess of a huge amount of things in one place. Let me know. But that will wrap it up for today. If you did enjoy and want to see more content like this, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.